So now that we have this new vector superpower, the scalar product or the dot product, let's investigate some ways in which we can use it. So here it says find the angle between the vectors I plus 3j and 2i minus j. So recall what our scalar product formula is. It's a dot b equals mod a mod b times cos of the angle between them. So for these two vectors, which are 1, 3, if I dot that with 2 minus 1, recall that what that involves is simply summing up the products of each component. So 1 times 2 is 2, 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, and so the dot product there is minus 1. But we also know that it's got to be the same, minus 1 has to be the same as the modulus of a, so that is the modulus of 1, 3, times the modulus of b, which is 2, negative 1, times cos of the angle between them. So what are those values? Well, the modulus of 1, 3 is the square root of 1 squared plus 3 squared, and the modulus of 2, negative 1 is the square root of 2 squared plus 1 squared, negative 1 squared. And so what we've got now is that minus 1, if we divide that by root 10, and then we divide that also by root 5, that's the value of cos theta. And very often when we're looking for angles, we simply rearrange that as a dot b over mod a mod b, and that is cos theta. So now I just have to solve this. So that simply involves inverse cos of negative 1 over root 10 times 5. We can include that all in one go. And the answer is 98.1. And best to work in degrees here unless you're told otherwise. So 98.1. Now a nice little detail, which is if you consider two intersecting lines, and say what's the angle between them? Well, there are always two different angles you could be referring to. You could be referring to this angle here or this angle here, and the relationship between these is that they sum to 180. So what we've got here of 98.1 is one of the angles. The other angle can simply be found by working out 180 minus that. And when we do 180 minus that, we get 81.9. And so really there are two solutions. One of them is always going to be less than 90 and one's always going to be more than 90 unless they're both 90. So we often talk about the acute angle between them and the obtuse angle between them. So the acute one is just the one that's less than 90 and the obtuse one is the one that's more than 90. Sometimes questions specify find the acute angle or find the obtuse angle, so you just need to be a little bit careful with that to make sure that you've got the right one. Let's have a look at a 3D case. Find the angle between these vectors. So we'll express our dot product form rearranged in a way to make finding angles nice and easy. Now let's work out what a dot b is. So a dot b, well, we multiply their I components, 2 times negative 4. We multiply their j components, 2 times 0, there's no j component here, and multiply their k components, negative 1 times 3, and so we get negative 11. And now we just drop that in here. So negative 11 over the modulus of this first one, so that is the square root of 2 squared plus 2 squared plus 1 squared times 4 squared plus 3 squared. And that's cos theta. And you can simplify that if you want. So we can work out what we get. So minus 11 over the square root of 4 plus 4 plus 1. And here the square root of 16 plus 9. Okay, so here we actually get a rational number, so minus 11 over 15, and then it's simply inverse cos of that. So 137.2 137.2. Of course, that is an obtuse angle. If you wanted the acute angle, it would be 180 minus 137.2, which is just 42.8. And so, since it didn't specify, it doesn't really matter, but there, generally you go for the acute one unless it specifies. There is the acute angle between those two three-dimensional vectors. Okay, let's continue and look at some further applications of this. So it says show that these two lines, both with vector equations, are perpendicular to each other. Well, perpendicular vectors have a nice property. So since they are at 90 degrees to each other, their dot product, A dot B, is the modulus of one times the modulus of another times cos of theta, where theta is 90, but cos of 90 is 0. So for perpendicular vectors, if two vectors are perpendicular, their dot product is 0. This is going to be a really useful result for us. Now, if you want the angle between two lines, it's the directions we care about. If you've got two intersecting lines, you can move these anywhere you like, but it's the directions which influence what the angles are. So all I need to do is look at the dot product of 1, 3, minus 2. That's the direction here, and dot that with my direction on the other one, which is 4, minus 2, minus 1. And what I get is 4. 1 times 4 is 4. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. And negative 2 times negative 1 is 2. And that's 0. Therefore, they are indeed perpendicular to each other. So showing that two lines are perpendicular is very easy. We just show that the dot product is 0. Final little application. We've got 3 points and they form a triangle. Find the area of the triangle. So this is a sort of question which, without the dot product, would take a really annoyingly long time, but with the dot product is not too bad. Let's put A there, 3, 0, negative 2. Let's put B here, negative 1, 5, 1, and let's put C here, 2, negative 1, 0. Our strategy is going to be this. Use the dot product to find this angle here, and then use half AB sine C. So I'm going to need this vector AB and this one AC. So the vector AB is just the coordinates of B, minus 1, 5, 1, minus the coordinates of A, 3, 0, negative 2. And that is minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4, 5 minus 0 is 5, 1 minus negative 2 is 3. And the vector AC is just the coordinates of C, 2, negative 1, 0. C is down here, by the way. Minus the coordinates of A, 3, 0, negative 2. So 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Negative 1 minus 0 is negative 1. And 0 minus negative 2 is 2. So I can now just use the dot product to find the angle between these. So when I dot these together, I get negative 4 times negative 1 is 4. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. And 3 times 2 is 6. So that's A dot B. Divide that by the modulus. So the modulus of the first one, that's 16 plus 25 plus 9. And the modulus of AC is 1, square root of 1 plus 1 plus 4. And all of that is cos theta. So we just key all of that in. So 4 minus 5 plus 6 divided by the square root of 16 plus 25 plus 9 times the square root of 1 plus 1 plus 4. So that's cos theta. And then that means the angle between them is 73.2. So theta is 73.2. And now I can just use half AB sine C to find the area. So the area of the triangle is half times the length of this line, it's the modulus of AB. The modulus of AB was the square root of 16 plus 25 plus 9, times the square root of this other side, sorry, the length of this other side, which is the square root of 1 plus 4, times sine of the angle I just found. And we can just, again, key that in one go. So keying this in carefully, it's half times the square root of 16 plus 25 plus 9 times the square root of 1 plus 4 times sine of my last answer. So I'm just going to use that so I can get a nice accurate answer. And we get 8.29. So there's the area of that triangle, 8.29. Now without the dot product that would have been possible, but it would have been much longer, like a real nasty page of algebra. So I hope that's been a useful look at how we can usefully use the dot product. More on this in the next video, so see you then.